When a child goes missing, time is the enemy. In Alma, Arkansas, Morgan Nick's kidnapping case remains active after nearly 24 years.
We still get leads called in on her case pretty much every week, which is very unusual.
Morgan Nick was last seen at a Little League baseball game in June 1995. She had joined some friends to catch fireflies and was last seen standing near her mother's car where she had stopped to empty sand from her shoes. She was abducted by an unidentified man at the age of 6. Her case file, an entire room at the Alma Police Department.
1 out of 6 missing children is recognized because someone sees them on some type of media.
Morgan Nick was one of the first kids to be featured on Walmart's Missing Children's Network bulletin boards.
And they put their very first one up in the Alma store here.
According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's website, since 1996, more than 16,000 children have been featured on these boards, with over 14,000 recovered. It also goes on to say that to date, 257 children have been recovered as a direct result of the boards being in Walmart stores.
To 257 families, that's 100%.
Morgan's mom, Colleen Nick, launched the Morgan Nick Foundation in 1996 to provide further help. Its purpose started as a way to help families find missing children and to work as a liaison with law enforcement, but has since evolved into much more.
We began to see a need in the population of missing adults in our state and how they don't have resources and how there's no one for them to call.
Starting this year, the foundation will begin to actively help find missing adults. Colleen's work goes even further with her support for a bill 3 years in the making. It authorizes Arkansas to become the first state to form a Certified Child Abduction Response Team, or CART. Dr. Cheryl May, the director of Criminal Justice Institute in Little Rock, coordinates the efforts.
These are pre-organized, pre-practiced teams that are multidisciplinary and they're multi-agency.
That's all we have, just the bus stop and the halfway house.
12 certified CARTs around the state can mobilize within an hour of an abduction.
Each group would have their own set of tasks to do. There's search and rescue, there's investigation, and all of that is already pre-organized.
This type of exercise requires a remarkable amount of training.
We also had to do a huge major exercise that we did out at the Game and Fish.
The Natural State is the first in the country to even attempt statewide certification.
The fact that we were able to pull this off is really extraordinary.
It's a collaboration that hopes to make up for lost time, so the missing don't become just another face on the wall.
I mean, if she survived and if she's out there and if she's waiting to be rescued, I want to be standing on the front lines. I want to be able to look her in the eye and say, I have always fought for you, and I've always believed that you will come home.
CART teams have to train at least once a year to meet recertification requirements. Dr. May says Amber Alert Training and Technical Assistance Center provides the training and is a critical resource to CART's certification. You can find a look at all of the missing persons in Arkansas on our website, nwahomepage.com. In studio, Kelly O'Neill, KNWA, Northwest Arkansas News.